Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Guild War stream, week 71, day 2. So today, we're going to be experimenting around with a slightly different team that we're going to go and make up. As many of you know, I tend to run a somewhat weird brown Guild War day and have been for quite some time. But as I've been mentioning a couple times here and there, as well as I believe last week when it was Craftable, we are allowed to use Wild Queen on Brown Day. So I figured we'd try building around a Wild Queen today and see exactly what we can get working with it. I very commonly use it on, I believe, Purple Day, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't really try it much on Green Day or Brown Day. So I figured today we go and give it a try on Brown. There it is. Wild Queen. Too many things with wild in its name. Mountain Crusher might not necessarily be bad. I'd prefer not to use that, but let's go double check every other brown option. Thing to consider too, we do have Gorgoltha. Gorgoltha would make for a very, very solid tank up front if we don't want like necessarily a Mountain Crusher like option. The biggest issue with Gorgoltha these days though is no quick mana start for it, and it's going to be blocking our brown initially. So that's a little bit of a liability. Also doesn't create Brown Storm like that of a Mountain Crusher. So it's slower but safer. But sometimes going slower in Guild War can be very devastating since it will cost you damage. But it would work pretty well in the first slot. Another thing to consider too is going down the Raft method. Raft method would be a lot of skull spam. The only real big issue is I don't believe it converts green in any way. It converts blue to brown, which would be beneficial. And then yellow to skulls. Unfortunately, it does not touch green. Let's see. What's the wording for it again? I want to see if we do have a brown option that converts to skull. So transform green gems to skulls is what we need. Or green to skulls. Green to skulls. Does it exist? No, it does not. That's unfortunate. So there is no brown. Oh, sorry. I'm searching both of them. Let me check just brown. Nope, still none for just brown. Oh, wait, I'm under all colors. Oh, nope, still none. Okay, well, there's no troop in the game that does that then. Unfortunate. Wait, does it have to be gems? Yeah, you know what? Let me try it again. Green gems to brown. Green gems to brown. I mean, green gems to skulls. I meant not green gems to brown. What am I doing? There should be. I know that there's several. I forget if any of them are actually brown. Oh! Duh. Hello, Sir Quentin. Oh, but Raph. Okay, well, Sir Quentin's new. We're using Sir Quentin. Sir Quentin's new. We're going to go build an entire team around him for Guild War Brown Day. Let's do that. I completely forgot. You literally just came in a few days ago, and you're the exact option I need. How convenient. Yeah, Sir Quentin. I don't know. I feel like I might have slightly underestimated this thing. Well, I didn't really underestimate it. Obviously, it's a double convert. Double converts are always at least semi-decent. The main thing I said would be not that good is the half mana to all knights, because that doesn't really cover as much ground. And for this team, we're probably not going to be using it much. But gosh, is this double convert actually pretty good color-wise. Purple to yellow, which is basically Mercy, and green to skulls, which quite a few other ones have, but due to his coloration, actually works quite well. But yeah, let's go roll with this, as he is new anyways. And then we'll need 2 other options then. So what's the other convert? Purple. Purple going away isn't fine. I mean, is fine. So that's perfectly fine. The only real big issue here is Wild Queen might have a bit of a mana problem after we start getting the team going a bit. But other than that, I guess we should be fine. Could even go for Mountain Crusher at this point. He only has 25% scroll reduction, so he's not going to tank too well. Though he still would tank. He does have 20% extra stats this week, if nothing else. But anyways, he wouldn't on any other week. So what are we missing at this point? Mostly just blue and red option. So a good brown red and a good... we could go Earth's Fury or Mang. I don't think I'd go down that route though. But we actually do have access to both of them. So blue-brown, first thing that comes to mind is Corvash. I'm not sure if we'd really need Corvash on this team though. Iron Guts, that would also not be horrible. Megavore, probably not worth it on this team. However... it would allow our skull spam to basically one-shot everything after we've done Wild Queen, but that costs a lot of mana setup to get, and probably would be too much mana. Grey King would be very situational depending on what they have. We don't actually need the damage, we'd mostly just need it for disable, and due to that reason it probably wouldn't be worth using. Vashtagan, a really, really weird option that I was using some earlier with the Iron Gut team. Probably not worth it though, because we're not really going to be stacking up life stat on this team, so probably not going to need that. We have a thing that creates a bunch of green, oddly enough. It's kind of like the Forest Troll. It's basically a Forest Troll. It's slightly different. Unfortunately, it's a Beast Construct, not a Knight in any way. So it wouldn't end up gaining that. Actually, that reminds me. Corvash, you're not a Knight anymore, are you? No. Were you ever a Knight? I don't think you were. Yeah, it's a human monster, unfortunately. Actually, what is under Knight under this category? Oh, yeah, duh. Also, we have Forest Troll, literally just the actual Forest Troll. It is brown, blue after all. Quite a few Knights to the color. None would really fit that well, though. You4 useless. What do you even do again? Let's see. Boosted by blue gems destroyed. Oh, sorry. Exploded gem. Gain a bunch of life. Boosted by blue gems destroyed. Submerge and bury yourself. Oh, that's not good. That won't help us much. You are just a invasion or raid troop. You're just Templar. Actually, Templar wouldn't be bad. What's the color you convert? Red. Templar actually isn't bad. I never thought I'd say those words again. But I almost feel tempted to do it because he's kind of like a, not exactly, but almost like a cockatrice in this kind of instance. Not even, actually, it's quite a bit different. But it'll kind of serve that role in that he will be able to go and deny out a color and get us another color. It'll probably be the right board control. He already has a +1 into himself, which is probably the closest comparison. And he's also going to have half mana start off our Knight bonus. So we could try running with that and see how it goes. Also, hello everyone. Hope all of you have been doing well. I'm still kind of hesitant on the Templar though. But that is pretty decent synergy for Wild Queen, if nothing else. But anyways, hello Bill Warhammer. Hello Army X Tube. Stop throwing tables. Hello Jellybean. Hello Foro. Hello Isabel. Hello Birdleaf. Hello Cookie. Hello Adam. How about a brown Knight team using Quentin? That's exactly what we're doing. Hello, not pure Knight though. There's no way to make it pure Knight. Hello Lampard. Let's see. Hello Sturdium's Cat. Hello Lochnar. Hello Steve. Hello Ailey. Hello Viper. Hello David. Hello DeCreo. Hello Lochnar. Hello Jefferson. Hello everyone else. Welcome, welcome. So we still need one other option. We need a red, ideally. We are going to be denying it, but if there is a decent brown red out there, we might want to consider it. I'm almost really tempted just to go Earth's Fury, to be honest. Do we have a double convert anywheres underneath these colors that isn't you, but what is your convert, just in case? Blue to red, no. And brown to skull. Ooh. No, actually, we're probably not going to have enough brown to get away with that, so never mind. Is there any other double convert underneath this category? Oh, yeah, we have blue to Doomskull, too. I don't think we'll be needing that, though. What else? What else? Ragnagor for mana. We also have hero options if we want to go use a hero. We have Earth's Fury. We have Mang. And that's about it. That's all we really have for brown red for the most part. I don't think any of these other ones were good. No, that's Wild Folk bonus. Was there anything else? No. It's basically just Mang or, yeah, this is Grim Woods. So it's basically just Mangs or, Earth's Fury then. We could always Earth's Fury it. Or even just put it in first slot and go Mang. I don't think I've ever really ran Mang much in Guild Wars. It's very situational, however, it can be used. It can be used for pretty much any piece of content other than Quick Explore. Does gain a lot of value. And Earth's Fury would gain a little bit less value, but it has a backup plan in case our hero dies, given that he's our primary tank anyways. But we might be able to keep him alive, get a cast out. My only real big concern is Mang is going to block a lot of mana initially, and I'd rather have like a double convert coming out or something else like that. He only needs 9 mana. You can 2-turn that, which is probably the route I'd prefer going down if we're going to go do this. So we might just run without hero then. Let me double check for brown reds. First things first, brown red knight, do you exist? I don't believe so, other than war, which is not, oops, wrong category. I don't believe there is, so there's not going to be too much to use. There's, yeah, there's war, there's guard. You're technically not bad for that. It gains a bunch of life and attack, boosted by red gems, and then enrages itself, with the enrage being the most useful thing, but still pretty low value. You didn't have anything good, did you? Damage to an enemy boosted by allies and enemy deaths at a ridiculously low ratio, and kill either the first enemy or the first ally. Oh yeah, you were that complete RNG guy. No, thank you. That is not good for Guild Wars. We need as little RNG as possible. We could always just run Mountain 2 and just run a minus red banner, which at this point, honestly, I feel like is the way to go. So let's go get a Mountain out. Clear filter, get Mountain back up, and then just go with a Mountain option for running this, and I think we'll be fine. Be interesting. Haven't used Templar in a very, very long time. Honestly, probably for years. Ever since Paladin Templar was meta, which was like 4.5 years ago. I know, Mountain Crusher is always the way to go. If in doubt, just go pure mana generation, and now we can just go minus on the red and not have any downside to it. What do we go plus on, though? Do we need the green? I guess so. We're going to be creating a lot of green, and it'll help get Wild Queen up a little bit better, which you might struggle with after we do the convert. The only problem is we convert away all greens to skulls. However, it would allow Wild Queen to do her thing initially, especially with the Templar. We can kind of go from there. It has our +1 brown, too, and if we're going to minus red banner, that's the only one that actually has brown in it, so I guess we'll go with that. And other than that, let's go change the Titan, because we definitely do not want to keep our current hero class. Let's go with Titan. Standard kind of barrier option, brown storm at start, stun, extra attack, extra armor to brown allies, create a brown storm, barrier every brown. Given that we're using hero in first slot in this kind of team, I'm actually going to be using Enrage, so we can hit through traits in case they have something like Agile or high score reduction, and then dissolve the immunities, and we should be good to go. However, depending on our team we're up against, we do have an elemental. I actually can set it to extra elemental bonus, but I think this is the way we're going to go for this. Any way to give you half mana start? No, there is not, so we'll just go with this and see how we can do. Give it a shot, see what happens. Also, they're trying to sell last year's Valentine's pet. Do keep in mind, this is available on Saturday. This is going to be available on Saturday, so if you haven't gotten it before and you wanted to get it, you can just wait till Saturday instead of spending $5. You're only going to be getting probably about 1 or 2 copies on Saturday compared to 5, but you can get it this Saturday. Unless they're going to change it last minute. As it currently stands, there is going to be the Valentini pet on Saturday. Actually, we can kind of look at it right now underneath the spoiler thread. If we go under View All, go under, what am I looking for? I'm looking for Terran's World. Did I just spell that wrong? I feel like I did. Oops. There we go. Still browse there. Anyways, oh, they added a dark theme? Nice. I'll go with normal theme. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the events to show that the thing is available. So Valentini, instead of spending $5, you get it this Saturday for free. So you heard it here first. No, we've been talking about it for a while, but this Saturday you do get it for free. So if you do want it, don't waste $5 today. You just get it for free on Saturday, which is probably why they're selling it now before Saturday actually hits, because they're trying to get money off it. But do keep in mind you can get it for free this Saturday, 1 copy of it, or more if you get lucky. Anyways, that's that. Let's go do Guild Wars. First things first, though, let me go change these to correct perks. And since we have half mana start to pretty much everything, I think we just go into pure attack. I don't think we need anything else for this. Gives us a little bit extra value off Enrage. We might need life depending on what the battle is, but we'll just kind of have to judge it based on what we see. We won yesterday's Guild War, of course. And where are we in far as rankings? We're actually our top 3, so maybe we'll finally go up. We are missing a person for this Guild War. However, I believe with 27 out of 30, that shouldn't matter. But yeah, we're pretty much just competing right for finally moving back to 4. So hopefully we'll be able to get it. As long as we make top 3, I believe we do maintain it. So we'll see if we maintain that. Are we up against Shadow of Death this week? Also, wow, our defense team did insanely good today. 5-8, very nice. Are they towards the lower end of the bracket? Okay, that's why. But still, it's pretty solid. 5-8 off of Yalgoi Queen of Tanya. It's been meta for years and still is. Let's see. Oh, yeah, duh, I forgot. You can't see ahead of time if you're up against a guild. They end up changing that a little while ago so people wouldn't cheat. But anyways, let's finally get into some Guild Wars here. Where's my Guild War team? Guild War Brown. Let's go to run this. So, of course, Mountain Crusher, Sir Quentin, the new troop that came in, and the main reason why we're running this team is to try the new troop. Templar and Wild Queen for Guild War Brown Day. We'll see how it goes. How's our battles doing right now? Well, it looks about even based on battles done. We might be slightly ahead. But anyways, let's get into it. See how it goes. Go from there. Let's see. Do all 30 count for overall weekly score? What do you mean by that? Do all 30 count for overall weekly score? It takes the 27 out of 30. However, per day, it takes the full amount. However, at the end, it just takes the top 27. So basically, the leaderboard is top 27. However, the daily win on if you get the extra steals and the EXP bonus is based per day. And if I'm not mistaken, it also increases your cap, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. Doesn't it? I'm pretty sure it does. Or maybe it doesn't. Never mind, because we actually want it. I could have sworn they said that that would increase the cap. The daily wins off of Guild Wars. Maybe I was mistaken. Or maybe you have to have max before it does. Maybe we should get max before the end of the day just to see. But anyways. No testing? Oh, I guess we could test it real quick. I don't see why not. Thematically, it seems like it'll work, but we can go test in PvP real quick just to see how it runs. Here's a pure color team. Not sure why they're using that, but we'll go and face that. Let's see. What do we want to run here? Take the Brown. Grab Mountain. Always double check for Templar every single turn, because that's the main way we're going to feed up our last slot, because it's going to be mana blocked in many situations. So right here we actually have alignment. Ideally we would want to cast this first before we bother casting this. However, we do not have alignment for it currently, but we do have alignment for this, so we'll just go for that. And then probably just Mountain Crusher again and rinse and repeat until we get better board. Until we can finally get alignment for one of these other two. So right now, no alignment, but it might be worth it just to feed a little bit of mana. However, we still have Mountain, so I'm just going to go for Mountain. That then allows us to start Wild Queening. But first, before we do, we want to double check if we have either alignment, and I don't believe we do. Just trying to double check if we have it off a Cascade somewhere randomly. And we do not, so we go Wild Queen, steal that attack, gain a bunch of attack to our hero, which gains Enrage, to allow us to do even more damage. Keep double checking for Templar. We don't have it, however, we have that, so we go for that. Actually, might have been a slightly better idea to go for Wild Queen there, which I probably should have done. And then casted that as our final blow, because we have to be careful because it does convert away a lot of our useful things. But whenever I make that mistake, we can just Mountain Crusher again, assuming we still have it alive. And I'll clear out the board, and then just rinse and repeat. Steal another attack. Ideally get extra turn. Unfortunately, it did not. We finally have Templar, so we can do Templar into a gigantic armor bonus, which allows us to go right into Queen, and ideally kill it with it. A little bit of a miss there. But he stuns off of hitting us, and then we just kill it. That's pretty much how it'll roll. Let's see if we can find a slightly harder team, like Yao Guai Queen of Tanya or something. I know you exist, Yao Guai Queen of Tanya is a really popular team. Nope, nope. 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 That might be a good team. Nope. Oh, it wasn't bad, but trying to find something really strong. That might be using Guild War today. That should be it. There we go. Not the correct order, but I guess that technically isn't a wrong order. They want to keep Hero alive a little bit longer, it looks like, with that team setup. Okay, we're frozen on first slot. Oh, he's using Frost Mage, is he? No, he's using, okay, Sun Spirit, that makes sense. I was gonna say, Frost Mage is used with that team, though. I guess that denies out our Brown, which is always annoying. We'll go grab that. Ideally, we'll have alignment here. Do we? Do we not? We do, actually. We'll go for it. Get all of that mana. We have alignment for this too, surprisingly. Nice. We cannot take that Skull, though, however, because we're frozen. But we can go to take this. That'll give us a bunch of green, and we are not currently frozen on green, which is very beneficial to us moving a bunch of stuff right now. So let's keep taking every single extra turn we see. This one I unfortunately cannot take for an extra turn. Well, we can if we want to, but it doesn't actually count as one. We are not webbed on that, so we just go for a board clear. Oh, never mind, it doesn't get rid of that at all. Hopefully we're unfrozen, and we are not. I might just have to take that Brown. I don't think we have alignment anywhere where we can use it, so we are just going to have to deny it. And then hopefully be unfrozen by next turn. Luckily we actually turned randomly off of something else, but we're still frozen, so unless we have alignment on purple to yellow, which we don't, so that's actually not an extra turn. However, we'll attempt for one right here by getting extra turn off of green, which we miss. Still, he's frozen. That is unfortunate. Let's see. We don't have alignment off of you, so we can't do that. We do have alignment on you, or should. Do we not? We actually do not, surprisingly. So let's go for Skull Poke then. Take a little bit extra mana. He'll poke us back. Somehow still not unfrozen. It's always really annoying when that lasts for a while, but we'll just go board clear again. We have quite a few things that can go without wasting our turn. Or, you know, not wasting our turn, but where we can just waste our turn, like with a board clear when we are frozen. So we do have an option out of it. And now we do have alignment, so we'll go for that. Again, we prefer casting this first, but seems to be fine doing that way, because we can just board clear with Mountain Crusher when we need, and just go from there. So right here, I am going to go for this yellow. I don't think we're going to have follow-up, though, unless we get lucky off of somewheres, Cascade-wise. And no, we did not, so we'll just take a Brown here. We'll take it in a way that doesn't give him any value. Still do not have the Templar alignment, so we're just going to hold on that. We can actually get Templar alignment if he doesn't ruin it by taking that Skull. Somewhat tempted to do so, just so we can try winning off of that. And he does give it to us. So we'll go deny that. Oh, so that's one other really good thing about having this. Denying red is actually pretty good, because Yao Guai Queen of Tanya is used quite a bit on this Guild War day. I think this is actually one of the more popular days to use it, because on Brown Day you can empower counter a Brown with wow, I know his name. It's the tadpole thing. Why can I not remember his name all of a sudden? Yao Guai Queen of Tapon. I'm pretty sure I keep saying it incorrectly, which might be why. But Tapon converts would empower all browns to red. But then we can convert all red to green to hard counter it back, which ends up working out pretty well. Didn't even think of that initially, but that's actually a really good hard counter, given that this team is most popular on this day. For a good reason. You saw that we have almost 50% win rate with it in Guild War right now. Hey, we got an epic thing from it too. But yeah, I think we're ready to go test this for actual Guild Wars. Okay, but yeah, it's a really devastating team. 5-8 right now. 5 wins, 8 losses. But that's pretty solid for Guild Wars. Anyways, let's go and give it a shot, see what we can do. Hopefully be able to take on these teams. So first off, we're up against a key team. A little bit of a weird thing to see. We could try hard countering. I believe there is a brown that can steal gold. However, I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to hard counter it. I think we'll be fine without it. As long as Wild Queen doesn't die too quickly. If nothing else, we have Templar to kind of get mana going, which also block its red. However, it'll create green, so I guess it's not really blocking him much. But, I don't know, we'll give it a shot, see what happens. We should be fine. Once we get Skull Spam, this team has like almost nothing against Skull Spam. So he also put the Egg Thief in a weird location. Normally you put the Egg Thief in front of the hero, and the reason for that is in case you are up against skulls, you use a 20% dodge to at least have some mitigation towards it. But for whatever reason, he put the key in front of the Egg Thief, which is going to leave it open to the hero dying, which is a whole damage source to the team. You should always put key in third slot. Third slot in Gems of War is always the safest location where you can put any troop. That has always been the case throughout the history of the game. It just naturally is the safest spot. Also, I didn't even say hello to the rest of the people. Hello, Haley. Hello, let's see. Who else did I miss? Hello, Mechanator. Let's see. Some mastery on Titan might be better. You can fill him on one swipe of brown that way. Yeah, we do have the option for +1 brown. I'm leaning towards Enrage, mostly because we're going to be getting, assuming we're not frozen in a given battle, we're going to be able to spam a lot of extra turns, and those extra turns will allow us to hit through traits. So, for example, Egg Thief's 20% dodge. We can just completely ignore the fact that it has any amount of dodge within Enrage. Otherwise, we'd have to deal with the fact that it can keep dodging. In this particular team, that won't be as annoying because he didn't put it in the correct order, but it would still help. Is it win-loss or loss-win? What do you mean? As far as the wins on this page, it's a little bit weird with how it is. This is wins on the left and losses on the right. It is not total number. So this isn't us winning 2 out of 7. This is us winning twice and losing 7 times, which means 2 out of 9, theoretically. It's kind of placed in a weird way. But yeah, the left number is wins. The right number is losses. It is not total. This one is technically 2 out of 9, and this one is technically 5 out of 13 if you're looking at absolute total battles. But it's wins on left and losses to the right as far as how that page is. Man, anyways, let's go get into this team. I don't think we need to revamp anything else. Should be good to go. See how it goes. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you can use Brown Doom. It's something I've stopped using in the past just because I've been scared to use it occasionally, even though it can score very high. But yes, you can use Glaceon plus Bloodhammer and a few other combos for Brown Day. I've tried it in the past. My biggest concern is sometimes it backfires very, very, very hard if you accidentally miss for whatever reason. Normally, it's fine and won't have any issues, but that ends up making me so I stopped using it a little while back. I might eventually pick it back up because it does score pretty high when it works correctly. It's one of the kind of high-risk, high-rewards kind of things. So, do we have any alignment? No. So, we're just going to go for Brown here. I'm actually going to let him skull us, I believe. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to do that. Because him charming us isn't really that big a deal. I'm going to go get that for full mana. Hopefully, we'll have some kind of option out of this right now. We have Wild Queen in first slot now, which isn't really bad at all. Not the best thing to have, but it does gain 2 free attack per turn, so that's beneficial. So right here, we're probably just going to go for board clear. I do not believe we have extra turn anywhere on the board, and I kind of want to get a convert before we do, so let's go for that. That should also allow us to feed her mana a lot easier than we would have been able to prior. We can now go deny all the reds on the board, and we should be good to go. I think we just won. So right here, he does have a billion stealthy, so unfortunately we don't have much to steal attack from, and we cannot steal it from first slot, which actually allows him to get a devastating amount of damage in there. Double check if we have any alignment now. Surprisingly not, which is a little bit unfortunate here. We're going to go and probably just take the brown for now and chain that into a bunch of extra turns. We now do have alignment. I do want to go for another Wild Queen, though, before I do, I believe. You know what? I'm just going to go for the safe pick. We'll go for that, get our skull spam in. Hopefully we can get several more skulls as follow-up. However, I do not see any extra turn skull, which is slightly concerning. We might just have to throw a Wild Queen here and just hope we get super lucky off of skulls. We might need to. I cannot target first slot to steal its attack, which oddly enough is being really annoying this battle. The fact that I got a summon here rather than Cedric still being alive is probably the worst thing that has happened this battle. But, yeah, I don't think Mountain Crusher gives us extra turn. I can double check and scout out every single place where it will explode, but I do not see it actually giving us anything. Doesn't look like anywhere's watching Cascade us to Skull, so I think we're just going to have to risk a Wild Queen, and just have it take a death if she does die. And she does end up dying there, which is kind of to be expected. Let's see. We'll go and grab our Mountain then. A little bit unfortunate that he got that shuffle there, but hopefully we'll have some follow-up. Doesn't seem like we're getting alignment too much on this. It would be really good if we're ever up against the Yagwe team, though we're not up against a single Yagwe yet, which I'm kind of pretty surprised on, because it's relatively popular for this day. We haven't really been seeing it. But we got a good skull right there. I kind of want to double check to see if we have a different option, though, because it might be a little bit of a waste to go for. But no, it's actually going to be worth it, so we'll go for it. Grab the other one down. How many other skulls can we follow up with? We can take that skull right there, and then get the other poke to kill, and then we'll just have the last one to deal with. Right here, do we have alignment again? We do, so let's actually go for that, and that will kill it out. There we go. Okay, not the greatest of battles. That one movement and the fact that Cedric died too early kind of hurt us a bit, but it still came through. Okay, so that's our first battle. Now we're up against a Vespera team, oddly enough, a pure blue Vespera. A little bit weird to see on a brown Guild War day, but I guess that is fine. We don't really have a... Do we have a blue counter? No, we don't have anything that converts a white blue. We can go put in the brown-yellow the first slot. I would have that, a blue to brown convert. I'm actually very tempted to go do that now instead of running Sir Quentin with this team. We could end up running that. It is very, very tempting. It's because we might have a lot of blues that we could end up denying off the board. And he's going to be very, very blue dependent, that is for sure. I guess we will. What's his name again? Why do I keep forgetting his name? I know he has Explode 2, so if I just Explode 2, that should bring him up. Or it does not. Oh, it would help if I type Explode correctly. There he is. You deny blue to brown, right? Yep, that's exactly what I need. Okay, let's roll with that then. Actually, I might roll him one slot back just to not risk him dying, just in case. We need him, yeah, Raph's his name. Let's put him one slot back just to keep our thing as a shield. We could actually get rid of Templar 2 for a more Corvashi method, as draining his second slot's probably worth it. So we'll make some adjustments for once. I should probably do this more often, but we'll go to this, because this will help hard counter his current team a little bit more compared to what he's using. And banner, I think we'll just leave as is. Okay, so we'll roll with this. What's your other convert again? You convert away yellow to skull. That's fine. Okay. Don't think we need to change anything else, so let's go get into it. From here, we're going to want to go and get browns as immediately as we possibly can. And we can do that off of a skull here. Of course, the second we get rid of Templar, we have all the green to red alignment in the world. I feel like that's what always happens when I use a converter. The second you get rid of it, you just see every single possible alignment happen for the color you just got rid of. So he's going to do a few things. Luckily, he didn't really take much mana, even though it looks like we took a lot of damage. He didn't go for mana, which is really good against Vespera team because we want to deny as much mana from him as humanly possible. We're going to go and take red to brown, or do we just take a brown? We can't actually turn off of that, so I think we just take a brown here instead. So I'm just going to do that. We'll then go get another mountain, and hopefully he'll be at full mana or pretty close to it. And he does end up reaching full mana, and now we have our convert if we so want to use it. Unfortunately, we are frozen on first slot. However, getting rid of his color is probably worth it enough to go and deny it. However, before we do, we're not frozen on blue, so I can just take that, and pretty much be good to go. I think we go for the convert now. Do we have an extra turn, or will it not extra turn? No, both the things that we will extra turn on, we are frozen on. So, you know what? I think I'm actually going to go for a weird move here and let him poke us. Get a Corvash down. Now go for an even weirder move. Oh, wait. We finally broke Frozen. Never mind. We'll go for that now. Then we'll go into probably Wild Queen at this point. Get that down onto you. Ooh, a little bit of a miss. Wow, Wild Queen, can you please hit at least once today? You've missed every ability we've tried to use today. That is very unfortunate. It's making us lose points. Let's see. Do either of you have converts? Yes, you go for that. We go for Wild Queen, and that should be match. And you should be dead. And he's dead. With overkill, and it was star turn. There we go. So that worked out smoothly. Are we just not going to get a Yagwe Queen Titania? I want to use this team when we keep not getting Yagwe Queen Titania to use against it. And he's going to have Blue Storm, so I guess we can go do the exact same thing again. Because he's going to Blue Storm off of Jar of Eyes, which is going to help us deny it with Raph. So I guess we don't need any adjustments. That doesn't have immune to mana drain. Actually, nothing on his team should have immune to mana drain. Only annoying thing here is he does have freeze, but Mountain Crusher and Corvash, for the most part, don't care if they're frozen as much. Mountain Crusher slightly does because you can't actually turn from the explosion, but Corvash doesn't cure at all if he's frozen. Also, one other thing to oh, never mind. I keep forgetting he's not Knight. I'm pretty sure he used to be Knight. I'm almost 100% certain that Emperor Corvash used to be considered either a Knight monster or human Knight, and then he was changed to human monster. I forget when that happened. I think it was about a year ago, but I'm almost 100% certain he used to count as a Knight. He also used to have 50% skull reduction. Now I know 100% for sure. Let's see. What do we grab here? We have a green to yellow. Do I really need to deny his blue? I think we might have to just do, because his Mountain Crusher, or his Mountain Crusher equivalent is on blue, so I do need to actually deny that out then, just to make sure he doesn't get it. He also has it on green right now. However, I don't think we need to take green. I'd rather take the blue just to get a Corvash going. But then again, he's going to get that regardless, so brown's the most ideal thing we'd want to take here at this point. And we do not have it as an option, so we'll just cascade the mana there, get a bunch of manas all over the place. Unfortunately, not enough to get anything to full, and he's pressing a lot of damage right now. That skull I'm going to have to go for, just because if we don't take it, we actually die. Or no, we won't. We gain barrier every brown, so I'm actually going to bait it out then and go for the green, attempt for extra turn, do it that way. No extra turn, and unfortunately, he gets the Dispel. That is very bad. Hopefully, he does not have a damage follow-up, and he does off of a Cascaded Skull. That is super bad luck right there. Luckily, our first slot unfreezes at least. However, we are frozen on blue, so I can't take that extra turn. So we're going to have to go for Wild Queen. At this point, probably on first slot, just to make sure. Actually, not on first slot. It's going to most likely die. So we'll do that. Unfortunately, that should leave that into death. Yep, that dies. And now we have to Wild Queen solo. Come on, Wild Queen. Please stop missing. Okay, so let's go and... this is a pretty bad board to use her on. However, I don't really have much of a choice at this point, so we'll go and cast that out. Luckily, it at least gets a poke, if nothing else. What else do we have to move? We can try for green off of Sky. That was a skull we'll kind of just leave there for now and go from there. He gets a freeze on us. Another summon, and the even more annoying one as well. That's pretty bad, especially since every single time he resummons, he regains the capability of actually hitting us for skull value, which is obviously bad because that's how we're going to die this battle, most likely, if we are going to die. We have enough skull damage to almost one-shot everything on his team, though. And Lust can't do damage to us. The other Wisp thing can't do damage to us. So the only thing that's really threatening at this point is the fact that his hero keeps summoning things that will keep regaining full attack. And the problem is we're in two-shot range to that as well. I guess we're just going to have to take some mana and find skulls when we can. So he'll do that. He'll do that. Let's see. We could lose this battle. I guess we try for double green off the Sky. Very unlikely, but it's our only real option at the moment. Got neither of them, which is kind of to be expected. So we can take a skull right here. This will not kill. However, it'll start going into our next plan for when we do start actually landing some kills. Of course, you would get 4 times skulls, so you would actually have enough damage to kill. That is so unfortunate. But there we go. So that ended up dying. Although that was the other variant, not the original variant that we were going to go rolling with. But yeah, I'm surprised that ended up getting so much value. It's mostly that Wisp. That Wisp gets such quick casts. Wisp used to have Empowered, and they actually got rid of it because it was so overpowered. I get it, overpowered, because it had Empowered. But they exchanged it for 75% mana start, and it's still pretty viable. It became a lot less viable, obviously, when it didn't have Empower anymore, but it's still a really solid option for the rarity. You don't end up seeing it too often, but it's used in Lust more often than not. Mostly because Lust, you obviously can't use double Lust when you're using a defend. So it's basically the alternative of using double Lust is using Wisp plus Lust. You don't see it too often, but as many of you might know from seeing double Lust in PvP, it is very annoying. And we did have an attack gain, so it might have actually been worth switching out for Wild Queen. But Wild Queen wasn't really hitting us too much, like team killing wise. But I don't know, a little unfortunate. But let's switch back to the Quillen team then, or the Quentin, however you spell his name. I keep forgetting how to spell Quentin. Let's see. Night mana, I believe, brings him up, right? Nope. Let's just bring in Sir. Sir Quentin, where are you? There we are. Okay, let's go Sir Quentin. Let's go back to Templar and run it this way. Okay, so back to the original team. Hopefully this will carry us the rest of the way. The original team we wanted to mess around with, which is, of course, Mountain Crusher, the new 50% Night Troop, Templar, and Wild Queen. Okay, so brown we do not have available, so let's go and start getting our mana up on you. Grab ourselves all of the purples there. Start getting our Wild Queen rolling. I'm going to take this way just so we can actually turn off the red. We don't actually really need the mana, however, it moves the board a little bit. So we can hopefully have a follow-up, which we do right over there. We have alignment for this, which actually ends up working out perfectly, so we'll go do that, throw a Wild Queen down on the only thing we can. Actually, there's 2 of them that didn't have Stealthy. But, of course, he'll be the bigger threat first, so we'll go for that one. Take our extra turn from there. I should be good to go from here. 1 Mountain Crusher into whatever the Cascade is, and that should be enough to get us rolling. Do we have alignment for anything? The answer is no, so we'll do Wild Queen then. I'm actually going to 0 you out to 0, just in case you survive. And then we just have to deal with the other one. We'll go for another armor buff and feed up our last slot. We can then probably get a Quentin down to kill it. Actually, I probably should have taken that Brown first. Was it already there? Oh well. We'll go for this. Get that. Take another skull, and he's already dead. Yeah, this team isn't bad. This is why I like sticking with the same team. We wouldn't have known if that other one would have won or not if we would have used it. Hey! Finally! Okay, so here's the, yeah, Sir Q. I don't know why I can never remember Quentin. I keep wanting to call him Quillen, which is the name of the one that gets synergized with Divine Ishbala. The Divine Ishbala Quillen combo. But Quentin, this is the whole team that we're supposed to hard counter. The whole reason I made this team, the exact one we're using right now for Brown Day, is to counter that team right there. Flame of Fire, Yagwe, Tapon, and Queen of Tanya. So let's see how it does in the actual Guild War battle against Paragon. And he's using Titan Hero class too, which will make it a bit tankier. It's normally used with Titan Frost Mage or Sun Spear, are the main 3 that this team tends to get used with. So right off the bat, we're going to want to take Brown. Unfortunately, there's only 3 Brown on the board, so that's a little bit weird. Let's take that for now. He gets a little bit of value. However, there are so few Browns that he doesn't really get to convert much, which I guess is somewhat beneficial to us. We can start, I guess, getting Quentin mana to full. We don't really have much of a follow-up after, do we? Yeah, we do, actually. We'll have alignment, so as long as he doesn't ruin it, which he just did. Of course he did. We still get a lot of mana out of it. We actually basically get to recast him. However, if we don't have alignment on skulls, then it's not worth going for. And from what I can tell right now, we do not have alignment on skulls. We would get 1 poke, and that's it. So it's not really worth going out of our way for. He's about to get a really devastating Yagwe, too. So I'm actually going to have to cast just to deny his Yagwe, I think. I don't really have a choice because we need the purple to yellow convert, which also counters Yagwe. I didn't even realize that. Both sides of his ability actually counter it. So I guess we go for this and just hope Cascades work well. But from what I can tell on board, we're going to get hit by like 2 or 3 skulls. But I think I have to do it just so we don't get Yagwe looped. Nope, never mind. We cascaded extra turn. Otherwise, yeah, he would have had extra turn to skull, which I guess wouldn't have been too much value. And he wouldn't have had Yagwe alignment, which was the main thing we were trying to get rid of there. So do we have alignment now? No. So we'll go and grab these reds just to get them off the board. Do we have it now? Probably not. No. So we'll probably just go for yellow to skull. Trying to find a way that won't give him anything, if there even is a way. Because all those purples will become red, of course. We can just deny it, but we don't really get any value from doing so. He'll just poke us again afterwards. And I don't think we have any good cascade. So we're just probably going to have to give him that value right over there. And I don't think we have a way to directly stop it. If I cascade this by 3, we're going to drop down a red. We'll actually allow him to yellow extra turn, so maybe I shouldn't go for that option, actually. We should probably just go for one of these top skulls then. Does anything give us any value as a chance? Not really. This one could give us double skull if we get super lucky. And that's about it. This one could give us double yellow, which we don't need. That's also double yellow, and that's double blue. I guess double blue isn't horrifically bad, but not necessarily the options we want to be aiming for. I guess we'll take this one just because it's all the way in the corner. And we actually do have a chance of double blue drop to extra turn. So I guess we'll give that one a shot. We do a brown storm right now, so getting a double blue drop is very unlikely. And we don't get it. Okay, so let's go for that. Oh yeah, duh, that's enough damage to kill it. I forgot, we have Enrage, so that's actually enough to kill him out. My bad. Let's see. What do we need for follow-up here? Purple to yellow. We do have that, so I might as well just go for it then. Feed right back into mana and get our cascade damage there. We can then just drop that into extra turn. And do we have any follow-up? I guess we just take blue to skull at this point. I'll let him have the other skull. Because I don't think there's a way we can use both of them. Because if we grab that skull, he gets skull. And if we grab that skull, he still gets skull. So either way, he's going to get skull. So we might as well get some blue out of it. And dead. And that gives us more mana, so we gain slightly more points. Anyways, that should be, what, a 7,800? Nope, 8,000. So that means we scored actually pretty high on those, then. Or pretty decently. If it wasn't for that one loss. But, yeah, the only loss we had was the one we ended up switching out the team. So we use the Quentin team for 3 of them, and the other one for 2 of them. But Quentin technically did not lose, so we'll give it a shot. We'll still keep using it. It's mainly to counter out the team we were just up against, Yagoi Queen Titania. So we'll see how it does into the future. Seems like a really solid Yagoi Queen Titania counter. So we'll keep it around and see what happens. Also, we just took 2nd place by doing that as well. Not sure if we'll hold it, but as long as we keep top 3, that's the main thing that matters. Also, I forget if you are in bracket 5 if you actually move up to bracket 3 if you make first. I'm not 100% certain on that. However, we are very close to first. It's only a 3,000 point difference. Of course, we can't see how many battles both guilds have done, so it might be a bigger gap than it looks like, but it seems pretty close. But anyways, that's that. Next order of business. Let's go mess with our dailies and go get those done. Actually, before I do, let me go hand out code. I didn't realize we're already 40 minutes in. We'll go hand out code. Also, event video is still not up. I am 100% getting that done tonight. It just keeps like going further and further. But no worries, we shall be covering it. So we can go over teams for Quentin in general, as well as for the event tomorrow. Because, of course, it's a night-related event that we're going to have to use Sword's Edge Knights for. Okay, let me go double-check a couple of these codes. Where is... I believe it's this one or the one below. Should be the right code for right now. Let me just double-check both of them. Are you the correct code? You are not. Are you the correct code? Let's see. Which one did I just take? Oh, yeah, the one with Z. So it's this one then. It's either this one or the one below. One of you two. Need to go mark them. Yeah, that is the one. Okay, that's what I thought. I always double check the one before just in case. I marked it for and didn't actually use it. That has happened a couple times, very rarely, but always want to get all the codes we can. I know, soon TM. Seems like just a constant soon TM. Like the fact they'll finally rework PvP. They've been saying that for like 1.5 years to almost 2 years in this game, and they still have not reworked PvP. Like 1.5 years ago, it was like, oh yeah, we'll get to it by the end of the year. And then again, last year, it was like, oh yeah, we'll get it back to it. Like 2018, the end of 2018, they were like, we're totally going to do it this year. And then they didn't. And then 2019 is like, yeah, we'll get around to it sometime this year for sure. And now it's 2020 and we still haven't gotten that rework. Like some things in this game. But anyways, there's the code. Use it on gemsofwar.com. Use the game code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Whatever game says right over there. Redeem code is right over there in chat. Just copy paste the random numbers and letters. And of course, give the same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. However, for Valentine's Day, we will have a bigger code. Valentine's Day is in 2 days from now. It's right around the corner. This Friday. We don't have any event going on, but we'll probably have something special off Adventure Board. And we'll hand out a special code during the... Oh yeah, we have 2 streams that day. I don't know. Should we give it out during the morning stream or the nightly stream? Or both? We'll see. I'm not sure if I'll give it out for both. But I need to double check how many big codes we even have left. I think we're running pretty low. And once we run out, we might run out forever. Because it's hard to ask Salty for more of them. She basically accidentally gave me the bigger ones we currently have. And I've just been giving them sparingly out for holidays. But we'll see how that goes. But anyways, let's go and get more of our dailies in there. And just clear these out real quick with Rowan team, obviously. And still trying to level up Barbarian. Barbarian, obviously relatively useless hero class ever since they completely nerfed it into Oblivion by fixing its glitch that it had. But yeah, that's basically all to say about it. It's just useless now. But still, we need to go get it leveled because it's still required for kingdom upgrades eventually. Your wife will kill you if you watch my stream at night rather than talking to her. Well, you should talk to her then. That or like talk to her and mention, hey, like every like 3rd day. I'm gonna watch a stream rather than talk to you. Meet in the middle ground. Because it can be pretty tiring talking to the same people over and over and over again. I know one of my friends who lives with 3 of his other friends is like, he gets really tired of talking with the exact same people constantly over time. It's because you live with them constantly, so it just gets a little bit annoying. And also you sometimes run out of things just to talk about unless you have an interesting day. These will cover pretty much every single topic until everything is just small chat. What do we even take here? We'll go for that for now. Oh, why am I doing explore spam? I like picked this team to go, and my natural instincts is like, let's go do explore. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go do dailies. Regardless, they both need to be done because we need to go level barbarian hero class. But that is not what I wanted to do. Let me go to dailies. That is what I wanted. Make barbarian class great again. They're never going to make it great again. Unless we get a patch very soon, TM, that's going to be buffing all the hero classes. There's only 2 hero classes left, and once that happens, they have some kind of plan for what will happen to hero classes, but we don't currently know what it is. But we'll find out soon, because next patch is probably addressing it. Because that is coming extremely quick. Actually, I didn't double check the forum thing. Did we get beta yet? Why do I feel like the answer's still no? Well, let me double check. How is the stance on beta right now? Do we have 4.8 beta? The answer is no. That's unfortunate. Oh, that's funny. Their automated system for the title says new pet dash. Wait, why is it not? Yeah, I guess because it couldn't fit the heart. I'm not sure why, but I think that's what ended up happening. Is their automated system might not know those symbols, but then again, it should know what a 3 is. Maybe not what the other symbol is. But yeah, they made an automated post, and they either forgot to put the name in there, or they were planning on changing it or something. But the post for the pet that came in today literally just says new pet and then dash. It doesn't even have like the heart or any kind of thing afterwards. Normally it names the name of the pet, but that's kind of funny. But anyways, yeah, no beta yet. Hopefully we'll see a beta in a couple weeks from now, which means it's probably in about a month and a half. Like, once we see the beta, it's less than a month until we get patch. Is pretty much what that means. So at this point, it looks like it's going to be early March, most likely, for next patch. It's definitely going to be done prior to 2 hero classes from now, which is going to be early April. So 100% we're getting a patch prior to early April. And it's likely going to be the patch that finally addresses what on earth is happening with hero classes after every single hero class has been added to the game. What that is, we don't currently know, but we'll probably know in the next several weeks. Possibly by the end of the month. However, it might not actually be in the game by the end of the month. We'll probably know what it will be by then. Yeah, it was too overpowered for early game and mid game. I even ended up mentioning that on stream. It was very, very broken for early game and mid game. However, it was very balanced for later in the game. Let's see. We'll go for that one. Let's see. We'll grab that. Truffle does take a little bit longer to get than a fully traded hero class, though. But not by much. They both can be obtained very early into the game. Let's see. We'll go for that. Do you think before the beta she's starting all over on the program? With what program? What, the beta program? As far as who's going to be in it? Because they were starting to get quite a few people in it. But I feel like they'd be beneficial to have more people than less. Let's see. We'll grab that. Get that killed. And there we go. Okay. So let's go clear out dungeons. And then, of course, we can't forget. Gotta go claim the pet that we ended up getting today. So let's go switch to instant one-shots. Oh yeah, I need magic for this. It's the only problem with switching to this team. Is we also have to switch to magic. I really hate that these things can't be set per team. But, oh well. If nothing else, it's a little bit less annoying to have to constantly keep switching it, if nothing else. But, let's see. We'll go for that. Actually, let me go for the other thing first. That's the whole reason why I just switched the thing. Was to go for this one. Technically, the extra magic could work for both of them, though. Beta is all Ryan and 10 of his alts? No. Yeah, putting 1 to 2 diamonds into treasure hunt wouldn't be too overpowered if it was put into vaults. However, I would honestly hate that because most of the other loot that is underneath the vault is actually better than 1 to 2 diamonds, oddly enough. But vaults definitely need a rework for the loot. That is for sure. They've been very dated for a while. Same as Arena. Arena is really good in early game though. Same as treasure hunt. But once you get past mid game, you don't really ever need them ever again, unless you just want to do them for fun. Anyways, let's go get this Valentine's Day pet. What team do we have to use against it? Key team, but instead of Slayer, let's go switch to Barb, of course. We're still trying to get this to level 70. Where to go? And we're currently at level 48, probably level 49 by the end of the stream for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of tweaks they could make to the economy of the game that would help it out a lot that they never bother doing. Oh, what do we go for here? Let's go for that for now. I feel like Underworld's one of the biggest ones too that has a lot of missed potential. That and pets. There's a lot of resources they could sink that people would actually be willing to sink into them. Like if you could upgrade treasures in Underworld, which would not only sink gold, but it would also sink souls. I think their biggest concern is that people over-upgrade factions, however, and save gold by doing so. However, it should have the net effect of making people that have a really high amount of gold actually spend more gold than they're currently doing on Underworld, as oddly as that may seem. Even though you're going to spend less gold for each upgrade, you're going to do more upgrades because you're actually going to use the smaller resources they have like 1 billion of that you can't really use. What's the event this weekend? There is none. We're getting the Valentini pet on Saturday, so you don't have to spend $5 for it today. You can get it for free on Saturday if you still don't have it from last year. But other than that, there's nothing going on this weekend. There's no Friday events, and the only thing we have going on is the Valentini pet for Saturday, which is last year's Valentine's Day pet. It's also available today for $5, but it's not really worth it since you can just get it for free on Saturday. And that's why they're selling it now. So people that don't know that you're getting it free on Saturday will buy it now. So don't buy it now. But you still can if you want more copies of it, obviously. But if you're buying it now just for the sake of owning a copy, it's going to be out this Saturday for free. That's assuming you can do the battles for it, but most people should be able to do the battles for it. As long as you own Mang, you should be able to get those down. Pet battles can be a little bit harder in early game, but still rather straightforward for the most part. The pack comes from both the flash offer and the event. According to the spoiler thread, it says this Saturday we are getting Valentini. And given that we don't have an event this weekend, that seems very likely. Let's see. Yeah, whenever there's a battle crasher, there's about a 1 in 3 chance or so that it appears. I'm not sure what the exact drop rate is, but it sure feels like 1 in 3. And you can end up accumulating a lot of extra gold that way. However, isn't it only in PvP this week? So it's not really that worth it. It wasn't started this Monday, but I believe it just started actually today, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go double check. Was it PvP or PvP and Explorer? If it's just PvP, it's probably not worth it. Yeah, it's just PvP. It's 500 gold, though. It stacks up quite a bit. But PvP only makes it a lot less tempting. Also, hello, Joseph. Welcome. Alright, grab that. Take our red right over there. Grab all those greens over there. Take the other green. Get all destroys. And key to key. Oh, yeah, we'll take it that way. And he's dead. You're chilling today to do PvP tomorrow only. Sounds like a good idea. Also, hello, Joseph. I didn't already say hi. Welcome, welcome. Let's grab the golds. Grab our... Actually, which way do I even take this? Stick it that way for now. Get more cascades. So then again, more cascades kind of delays the battle, which we don't want unless it's actually mana we need. In that case, it was not. If anyone still has any other questions, do let me know. Yeah, it's nice to have weekends where you don't have to chase any events. This weekend pretty much has nothing other than the Valentini this Saturday, which takes like 5 minutes to go get on Saturday. Yeah, we'll go for that destroy there. And then we just go key to key, which I kind of want to skull first, and then we can go key to key. So we do that, get our pokes. Do the cycle again. And should be good to go after this one. And now he's dead. And now that you clean the pets. At our 100% chance of getting one for free. Grab our goldy golds. Take our green down, let him poke us. We'll go get all of our destroys. And next week though, beware. Why? Do we have a lot of events? I don't think we have too many things going on next week. Seems like a normal amount. We do have a new faction, if I'm not mistaken, though. And the faction troops are pretty bad, so... nothing really too noteworthy with it. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Next week, it does allow you to get +1 magic for anyone in, like, end game. +1 magic, still +1 magic. The weekend doesn't take that long, though. I guess if you're doing pure faction, it does. But if you're just doing all rewards, you can get that done in a few hours. Or less. But if you're going for 500 pure faction, yeah, it does take a little bit of time. Okay, we got 2 heart pets. There we go. Nice. And obviously we're not going to level it, just cosmetic. It's obviously just a Valentine's pet for 2020. A literal heart, little monster demon thing. But there we go. Nice. And that is, we'll go equip it, why not? For the holiday. Let's see, let's go, or technically our beard already fits it. I think I want to go change the armor, though, to fit it a little bit better. Let's see, what's our best armor for this? What goes good with the heart? Actually, the vampire thing actually looks kind of cool with it. Let's see. We'll suck its blood. From the heart itself. But, yeah, we'll go with that. I don't think I need to change anything else. Yeah, looks fine. Let's go with that. Count Heart. Instead of Count Dracula, we got Count Heart. Actually, I need to go name it that. Count Heart. That's definitely its nickname. I haven't been nicknaming these things much. But you're definitely Count Heart. There we go. Is that how you spell count in that way? I know that's the correct spelling for count. I'm not sure if it's the count I'm trying to use, though. I think so. Let's just do that. Hopefully it's correct. Not sure if that's the right count, if there's even multiple versions of count. But there we go. Anyways, let's go change back to armor and go get at least one more level on this thing. On our hero class that we're using right now. On our barbarian. Still, of course, trying to level that up slowly over time. And we're at, what, 48 right now? And we'll go to 49. Where's our explorer team? There we go. Yeah, let's see. What are we at right now? We were at 48. Yep. So let's go get one more level on it real quick. Drop the O. It doesn't have an O in it? Yeah, pure faction in general is basically end-game content. Factions in general, you don't really worry much other than just doing like level 20 grinds on them off the better farming factions. You don't really bother with them until at least level 1100, if not later. My Nintendo Switch account got to pretty much 1000 and never bothered going past Delve's level 20. It's not something you worry about until way later in the game. Because the value that you get from worrying about them just isn't worth it relative to the amount of resource sink that they have. Because they doing pure factions sink a lot of gold and a lot of gems. And a lot of time in general just going through and getting them all up. It also requires having some decent options for running through the delve. Otherwise it's even more time consuming. He'll get the joke eventually. Drop the O. Wait. What is the word when it... Oh. I see now. I didn't realize what the spelling was without the O. Now I do. He's so innocent. I am pretty innocent and gullible in general. But yeah, I see what you're going for now. Obviously, I cannot say the word on a YouTube stream. Let's see. Though I tend to never really curse in general. I just like naturally never curse. Which is great for YouTube because they will demonetize you pretty much the second you do. Let's see, we'll go for that. Get our splodies. And then they're all dead. As soon as it will let me click it. But if anyone still has any other questions, let me know. The last couple delves, you feel like the devs running out of ideas and try to create hence a lot of gimmicks. Hall of Mirrors, then the Werewolves. I don't know. I liked Hall of Mirrors, honestly. The premise of it. Werewolves, not so much. And the most recent one, not so much. So, like, the last two, I don't really care for. But I don't know. I think Mirrored Halls was a really solid faction. Everything about it I actually liked, personally. But I do agree in the case of Werewolves and I forget what the most recent one is called, but whatever one's coming out next week's Friday. How far do you have to get, bare minimum, with a pure faction team to get the pet? Technically 0. You will get the pet at 500 if you do 0. However, it is generally advised to do 100. And the reason for doing pure faction 100 is because once you reach 500 and get it all the way to 500 before you do pure faction, just completing it for deathless, you will have the pet at a 2.5 times multiplier if you go all the way. If you only do it with no pure faction, you'll have a 2.25 multiplier, which isn't really that big a difference. However, doing pure faction 100 is relatively easy and not really going out of your way much. Whereas trying to go for a higher one like 150, 200, 300 or something like that can be a bit harder. The main ones that actually give you an additional benefit are 100 and 300. Though it's generally just way easier to do the 100, obviously, than to attempt the 300. Because 300 doesn't really give you much value. It gives you a slightly higher multiplier for when you face the pet, gives you a slightly higher multiplier for when you want to go and use your pure faction team, because you'll have a 2.75 multiplier at that point. It's not really worth going that far just for that purpose. Yeah, it gives you a legendary pet for 300. Doing 100 gives you epic pet. Or let's say this. Doing no pure faction gives you ultra rare pet. Doing 100 gives you epic pets. And doing 300 gives you legendary pet. However, doing 300 without potions is very annoying. For only a 0.25 additional benefit. I have not done that method for a single faction personally. I've done the 100 method for pretty much every single one, or the 150 method, which is pretty much the same thing, just you don't gain any real additional benefit. But 150 is pretty much similarly as easy as 100 to most people, depending on what your stats are. Like with late game stats, they're basically the same battle. But 100 and 300 are like the two big milestones that actually give you a pet upgrade, which is why I say you should always do minimum 100 pure faction for every faction prior to doing 500 pure faction. Because that's really easy to do, and it gives you a small benefit of 0.25 bonus. But yeah, 300 is the highest non-pure faction that gives you any amount of benefit. I would not advise it, though. The only instance it might be worth it is if you're running potions already, and you feel like you have extra sigils but won't have enough stats for the final battle. You could run with potions faction 300, but I 100% do not advise running 300 pure faction without potions. And also, if you're doing 300 pure faction, you should definitely be going for 500 pure faction if you're doing it with potions, because it's a waste to spend gems just to get 300 pure faction if you're not going to go to 400. Also, we just got 12 epic ingots. Nice. Yeah, 4 King Gob Truffle can be worked into Amethyrax for pure faction. If you get lucky enough, you can actually run it without potions. However, potions is advised. But it is actually possible to win that faction without potions, with enough luck. It would take a lot of attempts, obviously, though, to be able to get that lucky. Well, it's definitely possible. Also, we should be right on top of that level. I'm actually surprised we haven't gotten it yet. If anyone still has the answer to the questions, let me know if I missed anything in chat. Because as soon as we get that level, we'll probably wrap up for tonight. Which, how far are we on it? Let's see. We are at, what are we at? I knew we were right on top of it. 4 away. Every single time I checked, we're like right on top of it. We got one more set of battles. We'll get it done. Okay, let's grab that. Actually, probably wasn't even worth it. Should have just exploded. And then we go right into our splits. Sure, let me know, Locknar, how it goes. I should probably be doing my pet battles more often so we can actually go and upgrade all the Delve troops. A lot of the Delve troops I didn't even bother upgrading all the way to max because we had enough potion effects that I knew we wouldn't really need the bonus. And then after the fact, you really don't need the bonus when you go get the final copies of the pet, because after that point, the only reason you technically even need the pets in the first place is to do pure faction. But then if you've already completed out pure faction and got the rest of the pets, well, they don't really serve you much of a bonus, because outside of delves, you very rarely run delve teams, obviously. Like, this isn't something that normally happens more often than not. There are a couple synergies where that can kind of work. For example, Stonesong Aerie. Occasionally, you'll use 2 Stonesong Aerie troops on your team. But aside from that, very rarely are there factions where you would use multiple different faction troops outside of the faction itself. Even in the case of Truffle, while you might use 2 Truffles in some teams, they're both the same troop. They're not different troops, so they don't give you any bonus off the thing. However, one interesting thing is since delves basically count as kingdoms, they do give you a bonus for 2, 3, and 4, similar to how kingdoms give you a bonus when you use 2, 3, or 4 of them in a team. The way that they work is kingdoms and factions end up giving you a bonus at 2, 3, and 4. Troop type gives you a bonus at 3 and 4, and pure color gives you a bonus when you have all 4 of the same color. And those are all the instances that you can do from using similar typed things within your teams. And it is possible to do all of them simultaneously, depending on overlap. I think the most amount of bonuses you can normally get is like 4 or 5 different ones, depending on if both their typings overlap, if their kingdom overlaps, if their faction overlaps, and if their color overlaps. I don't think there's any instance where you can get 4 times for all 5 of those instances, though. But there might eventually be a method. I know Guardian troops get quite a few. I think they get 3 to 4, because they're all Guardians, they're all Construct, and they're all Elemental. If you use 4 of the, or 6 previous Guardians together. Obviously not really worth doing so unless you're like really early game. But you do end up gaining a lot of stats. I think I ended up even running that on one of my accounts at one point. Not on my Switch account, but on one of my other newer accounts. I ended up running that team just because it gains an absurd amount of stats for early game. Like you gain like 30-something stats from the team or something. It's really, really ridiculously high. It's pretty funny. It's like 20-something or 30 without even any pet bonuses. Actually, let me go see. What is the bonus for that? I know it's really, really high. Let's see. Let me go check this before we end. Where are the Guardians? Let me just find any 4 Guardians from the previous set. There we go. Hey, what's the bonus for this? So the bonus is, let's see. These 3. So we gain 8 armor for the 4 constructs. We gain, this one does have pet, but it's 3 attack, 3 magic, and 6 HP for the elemental bonus. And then a +1 magic and 6 HP. So it's a little bit lower than I thought. But the main reason it's so low is because it has a lot of magic, and magic counts for a lot less. Or, you know, you get a lot less magic, but it's a better stat. But, yeah, still quite a wide range of stats that are pretty helpful. And it covers literally all 4 of them. So it gives a nice little mix. But, yeah, you can get 3 different ones all the way at 4 times when doing a team like this. And there's a few other teams out there that can do it. Obviously, this is meant for, like, ultra early game. Like, first few weeks playing. But it's surprisingly effective for when you're at that range. You can try Hall of Guardians. Did it, but it's annoyingly cruel sometimes. Oh yeah, Purifaction. We did do Purifaction Hall of Guardians. It's really annoying to do Purifactions. If you're trying to get a Purifaction done, the best place to do it is Crypt. You plan to do Amethyrax, Crypt, and maybe Fang Moor or Sunken Fleet. Yeah, Crypt would be the easiest. Another one to consider if you haven't already done it that would be probably pretty easy due to having instant kill. It's the other faction that has instant kill. Is Stonesong Aerie. Stonesong Aerie has 25% instant kill if you have a storm, and you have so much storm spam that you should be able to have it. But it's only a 3-room delve with multiple different 3-room paths, which makes it really easy. And you have instant kill, similar to how you have instant kill for Crypt. Crypt is a bit easier, I would say, overall, because you have scar reduction and everything else. But this is probably the second easiest Purifaction to do in the entire game. Mostly because of it also having instant kill similar to how Crypt does, and because you have multiple different paths to choose from, so you can always choose whatever is easiest, and you have plenty of options every single time to do so, because you have 2 different 4 paths that you can take to choose from, and you also have a 5 path if for whatever reason the 5 is somehow easier. Generally it would not be, because you also have to double check what the effect is, but yeah, you have 3 different options. Technically you have 5 different options, but obviously you wouldn't want to take the double battles more often than not. You'd just rather take the single battle and then go right into the end. But yeah, Stonesong Aerie is a really good one to attempt Purifaction for, just because it's pretty straightforward, quite literally, as far as how it's set up. But anyways, guys, any other questions? Otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, an hour and a half prior to now tomorrow, as we do every single night. Tomorrow we'll be just messing around with the class events. We'll definitely have the video up very, very soon, TM, as well, and we'll go from there. And, of course, we'll mostly be going over the new legend that ended up coming out this week during that video, as he's the most relevant thing that's happening all week. Other than that, don't forget that tomorrow you'll be able to go and... Wait, there's something important about tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow is the last day you can get the new Mythic. I knew there was something I wanted to mention about that real quick. But tomorrow, if you're still looking for Mother of Darkness, she is still in the Glory Gem Guild and VIP keys right now, as well as all day tomorrow. So you still have about another 30 hours or so. Let's see, what's the time on that? You have another 1 day and 4 hours until she is no longer in a drop table. Unfortunately, I still have no clue why they don't have a timer on this. What's so hard about adding that timer right there? But just being correct. But you have 1 day and 4 hours. Not 4 day, 4 hours. 1 day and 4 hours because it resets on Friday. But yeah, 1 day and 4 hours from now, she's still in the drop table. So you still have a good solid day to go and get her if you want to get her in Glory Gem Guild and VIP chests. These 4 Glory Gem Guild and VIP chests. Every key except gold keys and event keys. Gold keys has 0 chance for Mythic, and event keys only has a chance for the two Swords Edge Mythics. One of which we got on Monday's stream, which is Champion of Anu, which we ended up pulling. Champion of Anu and that one guard troop. Both of the 2 from Swords Edge are the ones in event key, so don't open those because you will not be able to get her from those. But anyways, guys, oh wait, one other question. Oh yeah, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream, like Foro mentioned, definitely helps out a lot. Is there a good Guild War Brown team that does not use Wild Queen? Yes, you can use Gorgoltha Corvash. That's a pretty good combo for a while, or Mountain Crusher Corvash. It was partly one of the teams that we used during one of the battles that we did, but that team is pretty good at not losing. Because you can constantly keep mana draining. You have stun in case they have immune to mana drain, like something like Yagwe. You can simply stun it, and then boom, you can then mana drain it. And yeah, it gets a lot of mana drain down to the point that the enemy won't be able to do much to you. It doesn't score the absolute best, but it's a great utility to help you not lose as much. Because double mana drain is obviously pretty potent, especially if they don't have immune. And even if they do, as long as they don't have impervious or something along with it, you can just stun it and get rid of their immunity to drain them out. And it gets to disable half their team, so works out quite nicely. And you don't have to worry about any traits, assuming they don't have immune to it. And you can pair it with Curse as well. But I don't believe Brown has any good low-level curses. Or yes, it does. Cursed Effigy. No, Cursed Effigy was red-purple. The one I always think of is Vashtagan, but he's a mythic. But you don't necessarily have to have Curse for it. The stun is normally enough. And just run Mountain Crusher Corvash with 2 other options, depending on what you have for damage. You'd want to run 1 other damage and probably 1 other damage source when you run that team. Similar to the kind of concept that we did. When we ended up running it, we ran with 2 damages and 2 mana generators. Or actually, theoretically, 3 damage and 2 mana generators. Because the Yasmin or the Wild Queen covered as both a mana accumulator and a damage source, of course. But anyways, guys, I will catch you guys later. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Hope you all have a wonderful Valentine's Day coming up very soon, TM. And I'll catch you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone, and thank you so much for watching.